How are we living, boys? This is why you should one-trick Briar. This is my favorite champion in the game. It's not even close ever since the first game I played as her. I'm not gonna lie, not many times will you guys like play a champion and for the first time you're like, what? Wait, this champion actually has the sauce. This is what I've been looking for. I've played since season 2 and it is now season 15. And I've played every champion a million times, but when I played Briar for the first time, I kind of like instantly, I'm not going to say felt a connection, I'm not going to say that, I just like, felt like there was more to the kit than most people thought, and that was kind of like the part that I wanted to explore. And when I felt like that, I was like, okay, I'm going to sink some games in, and I kept running it down under turrets and not, you know, holding my E and so on, so I thought I'd make this video too. Kind of just talk to you guys about like finding your one trick a little bit. Obviously mine's Briar. I'm the current highest ranked OTP, rank 1 and 2 for that. So clearly I got a knack for this champion. I enjoy playing her. You could go invade this guy, not gonna lie. But what makes this champ so cool to me is that, one, you know so much more about your champion and what you can do. And it's tough sometimes for other champions to have that feeling where, like, you know, if a Leona is walking towards me, I know exactly what she can do, every single engage option that she has. And when I'm running at someone as Briar, it quickly becomes this, like, moment where I have to be the one to prove that I have the reps in on this champion. And that's something that's, like, it's tough to quantify. It means a lot to me. Where, like, if I see someone trolling and I know it, I have to bring that to life. And how I do that is, you know, it's kind of cool. It's more like skill expression in a champion. Where, like, when you're playing in silver and every Briar just, you know, WQs, right? So, if you don't know her spells, you're just watching this for the first time, right? So, W makes me enter a 5-second state of frenzy where I run towards the closest thing and I have to hit it. Q is a point and click stun, and my E is my one way to cancel that. This guy is cooked. Oh. I might be able to pull this play. And it's on me to know that I can just sit here, hold my W2, juke this guy's E when it comes out. Oh, to win this play. Nice. We can actually leave that. Nice. And, yeah, so, I mean, that's like the main thing that I do love about this champion is that, again, she's just such a canvas for me to prove that I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really cool feeling that you don't always get with whatever champion you may play. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've mained Graves, Xin Zhao, Kayn. I've tried them all. I've mained them all. Of course, I played this game for 13 years, like I said. And like sometimes certain play styles and certain builds click really well. Things like, you know, Gore Drinker Red Kayn back in the day. Things like old Dustblade Kha'Zix that would, you know, back when Kha'Zix ult made him go invisible every time he touched a bush. You know, things like that. Or even like Feral Flare Udyr back in, like, what was that, Season 3? Season 4? Stuff like that, like, clicked with me really well, but it turned out to be just, like, the build was really fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. More than this champion is speaking to me. And that ties me into my next topic of just build variety. If you take a moment, nice to meet you, bro. I don't know who you are. It's a pleasure, though. I have too many videos of the different builds Briar can go because she does scale with everything, HP, AD, and AP. And then because, you know, she has on-hit effects, she can go on-hit too. So there's really no build that you can't go. And I've played them all in high elo. I've gotten masters on every single Briar build minimum. One of the builds that, like, most people shit on right now is Assassin Briar, Lethality Briar. And even that's taken me straight to GM before. So the coolest thing about this champion is that you do have a lot of different options that you can kind of roll with. That also has its own problem of, like, people get confused really fast when they play their first game of Briar. Like, hey, what do I build? I see a lot of people say Bork is better or Titanic is better, or I like Eclipse, I like Kraken. All of those things are very real in this champion, and because of that, it can be kind of rough to you know, to pick her up and not really have some sort of direction. I would say, like, if that's you and you're like, hey, I'm trying to play this champion, I really can't figure out, like, what do I do differently with my build? Some builds feel good. So I'll be honest, like, a lot of the time your Briar build will feel good when you're playing good, and that's where, like, a lot of people can be frustrated, is just, like, you know, I'm just going to shoot R here. Nice. Oh, wait, maybe. Oh, yeah? And now, like, right there, this whole situation, like, me having Tiamat or Tunneler or Pickaxe Dagger or Pickaxe Longsword for Eclipse, like, none of that mattered, right? Like, I just played well there. And, yeah, so her build diversity is definitely, like, one of her main selling points for me, where you have, again, just this awesome canvas where I can literally build whatever I want, and as long as I know how to bring that build to life, I can do it. I can play my favorite build, or I can swap builds and keep things, you know, fresh. I don't know. I mean, like, you play Ezreal, or I don't know if Ezreal's the biggest build diversity. You play Mundo, right? You're going to build likely the same items every single game, and that's, like, a really cool thing to have in a champion, in my opinion, is that I can be a build one trick player. I myself, I've said that Titanic Black Cleaver is the best Briar build, and I've likely proven it too, and time again, much like everyone else has. But if you don't play it right, it obviously won't pan out, and that's why some people might like the higher damage variants, and that's okay. I don't hate that. Mostly all I really wanted to bring to light is just the fact that, you know, she has build diversity, and that can be a really cool thing if you want to manage it, but you don't have to. Just main a build. It's fine. Let's see. What do we got here? I think Andy's pivoting here, so is Mundo stepping up into 3v1? If he lives long enough, we can get... Oh, you guys ready to see a triple kill? And it's not even going to be my triple kill. That's the worst part. Try and break up Silas combo. Get her the reset. Now, I will say, like, one of the biggest parts that people dislike about Briar is that... I'm going to pivot out of her range real quick. She can't live this. Yeah, a lot of people talk about this champion. Like, there's a lot of people that are, like, little funny guys, right? They're like, autopilot champ, oh my god, you know, oh, it's so boring. And it's like, it's really only boring to play Briar if you play her in a boring way, where, like, I've been, you know, Grandmasters on Graves, right? Which is a lot of, like, more proactive jungling. Okay, you cannot hit this E, and see ya. And if he does anything else, he wastes his time. Like I said, I've played them all, bro. When I play Graves, I feel very skilled in how I navigate fights, because there's a lot of situations with Graves that, like, if I'm so skilled with my spacing and how I do my damage, and when I choose to throw my spells, I can be super useful and I can outplay these situations. Well, Briar's more like, I have to be so predictive about how enemy team will use their spells and how they interact with me. And that's, like, a really cool, different way to play the game. Does that make sense? Where, like, again, you feel so skilled when you are against the odds in a fight as Briar, but you have an idea of what they'll do and you can outplay it. And, you know, again, maybe I'm not explaining this well, but it's like sometimes when my W makes me run in a straight line, that could be said as, you know, against the odds. I have less opportunity to just flat out dodge things while also dealing damage. And where'd this Lulu go? She passed by me. And because of that, it makes me feel very skilled when I'm able to... This guy's going to immediate W and just die, or what? Kind of farming this lobby, I'm not going to lie. While yapping, too. Let's go. I have Q in 1. She is nothing. Now, right here, not using W, right? Because I use W, and their AD carry decided to walk me through the turret, then I have to use my E, and I don't even think my E was up in that exact moment. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like this champion is... this champion benefits from being super predictive and having a vast understanding of every other champion in the game. I will say in lower elos, what I found is a lot of times, like, Briar can just do well enough to where, like, they don't have to understand enemy teams, champions, or what their game plans are, and they can just go forward, go damage check. I'll say they're doing that on every... Oh my god, I just got malfighted from the top ropes. So it's like, how do I live this, right? Other Briars might die here. I don't think I will. Oh, unless he flashes, then I'm cooked. Look, man, he flashes, I'm cooked. It is what it is. Right, cue my minions. They ward that. I'm out of W range. I can W now. Because you can't W when you're... Spin off. Ooh! Nah, man, I'm not dying here. My Mundo is happy. I'll just say that. And again, like, how many Briars live that? Come on now. You get Malphite ulted from top ropes and you just live to make it all the way around. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, this champion is very cool because it clicked with me. The champion clicked with me more than the popular build. And then playing around with the builds has been a lot of fun, right? This champion, again, lethal tempo, Bork, on hit. I mean, you can do it all. And then gameplay just feels very... I just feel very smart when I'm able to play this champ in high elo. Again, a lot of the plague of lower elo lobbies is both players try and do their game plan with no regard for the other person's game plan. And that just leads the game to be a lot of damage checks, which, like, luckily Briar's pretty good at. She's definitely not, one of the best, but she's definitely really good at it. So she can get away with that, and that's like a cool thing to me, is that your rank when you start climbing is solely based on how much you know of your champ interacting with their champ, which I think is a fundamental that gets passed by very often, and I don't like that that happens, actually. I think, I mean, like, again, one of the biggest skills in League is being able to, like, counterplay enemy team's kit while also getting what you want to do, to happen. I think this Lulu's going to walk through here. Yeah. Good try. Nice. Nice. I'm not going to use... Oh, yeah, I'm not going to use W here. He's letting it bang. Oh, make it here. I might be able to save him. I'm going to take a lot of damage, though. Put her. No wall. We're good. Line him up. Little zoning ult to keep her from running to the turret so Pike can get a second engage here. I want to wait for my E or I can't really play. This guy is sending it. Okay, we win that. I can go mid. Zoning ult. Gotta learn that. I might not be able to do this. Powered up 80 carry and Enchanter can sometimes catch you lacking here. I can see that I can catch Lulu without her spells right now. Yeah, no, they got it. Nice how you just walk back into that. I hit Titanic onto the minion to get an assist onto Lulu, just in case he did that one tap. Smite slow her down. Try and hit good auto attack cancels there. I actually canceled one, so I'm noob. Some of the game's fundamentals that Briar's like really awesome at teaching is, auto spacing, right? So spacing out your autos between your spells and just auto attack cancels in general. It's such a good fundamental to have. I'll say like one of the main things that she doesn't teach that I think most Briar players should go out of their way to try and learn is just, being able to control your character. So you'll notice that, a lot of the situations that I find most impressive for Briar players are when they're able to kill people without using W. Because, right, W keeps you running towards the target. It does the right-click part for you. And because you have a movement speed buff, it makes you able to chase targets in a different way. Right? Because I have movement speed and my champ just runs at you, I don't have to right-click you and will right-click past you to get within your range and then auto-attack you when you're in my range. That's the only thing that I think a lot of Briar players could get a little better at. I shouldn't take this fight, but, if not me, then who, So right there, right? He's just, I don't know. W auto Q, auto Titanic V2, that's the combo, right? W auto, and then you'd Q. auto attack. W auto Q, auto Titanic, auto W2. Depends on the damage. We're good. What am I buying here? Triple AP, but they do have one auto attacker. Nah, let's go with this. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's I don't know, it's really cool. I think yeah, I think this champion does teach like some really cool things. One of the things I think it's the most cool is that she teaches, like, she allows you to focus more on the map in the actual game more than, you know, being mad at your inability to pilot your champ at first. But then there will be a time where, you know, your inability to pilot Briar at a higher level will keep you down, and then you have to address that. So the way I see it is, you know, in the earlier ranks, Iron through Gold, it allows you to learn the game itself more. And then as you start climbing, you know, let's say Plat to Diamond, you start learning, you know, how to pilot your champ better. And then to go past that is when you've mastered both. And, you know, that's just how I see it. Not everyone, you know, learns it that way. That's okay. Right? It's your journey, bro. See, I'm about to get a little crazy. I'm worth 1,000 gold, so I need to be very smart about how I go into this next fight. Yeah. Target acquired. I'm gonna stack for Malphite, but it's on the one tap of Lulu, so it's alright. I can rip this turret. We could just kill it on next wave, but I kind of want to get it down now to start taking bot side vision a little more, or defending it. But to be honest, we could have synced this a little better. So to sync it better, I'm actually just going to whip it backwards here and do a double turn. Just to give some more time for my minions to get to this turret, because I definitely want to pressure this. Still could have gotten a little more out of that, but that's okay. Good try. And I will say that, like, Briar's ult's a really awesome thing to me, because, you know, it gets lower elo players looking at their map. Even if you're just looking at, like, little icons and, you know, and deciding, oh, if I'm just going to click ult like this, it's pretty sweet. It's actually pretty sweet. You know, it's better than the amount of times that lower elo players are looking at the minimap anyway, so at least you're looking at icons. I mean, that's something. But yeah, I think that's like most of the things that I wanted in this video. It's like, I made this champ because of build diversity, and how she teaches the game is so badass to me. Because it just works, it works in a way that is just very me, I guess. I don't know, I just got lucky. And yeah, so I mean, that's what I do. I will say, like, the only real big gripe that could be had with this champion is that pulling her off in Challenger is very tough. I would say, like, in her current state, she just needs a little bit more skill expression, or, you know, just random blowout power to work in Challenger. I'm never under Grandmasters. That's just, you know, where my skill with this champion allows me to be. And I get Challenger every season, but I'm not Challenger every single second of every season, because there's a lot of times that, for whatever reasons, you know, I just, you know, I dip, man. Sometimes, just like you, I lose games, bro. Yeah, I just be losing games, man. And, you know, whatever reason you say is, like, why it's okay for you to lose, let me just remind you, it's never okay to lose without learning something. And if you're not the type of person that, like, grows from a loss every single time, this champion might suck for you. Very much so might suck. Even if it's just, you know, I got my Raptors to be 1 second faster, half second faster. Even if it is just that, it is very beneficial to play this champion with, like, a very improving mindset. But if you do not learn, or you don't intentionally try and learn, you're probably going to struggle, because she has so many, like, ways to, like, mess herself up that, you know, it's like you're not supposed to do it, right? For some reason, Briar gets a really bad rap for that, when, to be honest, that's like an every champ thing. Lulu shouldn't be in front of the minion wave to get hit in her face, right? That's what Lulu shouldn't do. And in the same way, Briar shouldn't W forward when Malzar's holding ult ready to kill her, right? And Briar gets such a bad rap for that. And it's an every champ problem. So I will say you'll deal, like, if you play Briar, let me just tell you, you have to deal with a lot of really uneducated opinions about this champ 24/7. Okay. You kind of have to be really good about, like, tuning out the voices of, like, just your team and implying that, like, when you're a silver Briar player and your plat friend says that this champ sucks, you need to be able to, like, decipher what is actually worth your time. That's, like, one of the biggest complaints I have, or that I get when I'm streaming, is that people are like, hey, man, my plat friend said that I should quit Briar because she's a boosted-ass champion. And it's like, again, the way I see it is that Briar is exceptionally good at getting, like, a lower ranked player a couple ranks. By the way, you're cooked, by the way. I think I'm just gonna kill her. Bang. Because my R target died, I lose my W. She's stun coming out. I'm gonna Q to the minion just to get here. She's gonna stun me, but I buff her W2 to get assist, so we're good. Yeah, I can't, well, I can try and show you a cooldown or a good combo before they FF. I assume they will. So, right. So, W forward, auto, Q, auto, Titanic, auto, W2. That would be like the fastest burst combo. And then your skill with Briar, I can actually see it nowadays in your in how fast your Briar combos are, because you got to be pretty quick to get the most out of this character. And in fights, she's like, I don't know, man, she's such a complex little puzzle in team fights, and that's what's so fun to me, is that, again, I have to show that I know what will happen, right? When I do that first combo onto Yunara, I have to know that I can tank whatever damage hits me, right? If they had some way to kill me there, and I was the one trolling, right? If they had some way to kill me there, then I would have just flat out died. But, right, I knew that I was strong enough. Obviously, I'm super strong right now, but this applies to every game. Obviously, I'm strong enough right now. Buffer R into this, because I know they're going to CC me. I'm getting cooked. Live! No. Oh my god. Right there is the biggest example. Did you see how I W'd away from that Yunara? Did you think I could W there? No, you probably thought I would turn around. Nope. You gotta know your ranges, man. Because look, anything in this circle, if I hit W, anything's in the circle, I'm running right at it. I'm running right at it. Too easy. But yeah, man, this champion, like I was saying, yeah, like in lower elos, you'll probably gain a few ranks because of the things that you can kind of get away with as this champion. But you'll reach a point where at a certain rank, you literally will have to learn those things. You will flat out have to learn them. So I think she's awesome. Go ahead and you know, when you're playing low elo, you have a good canvas for, you don't have to perfectly manage your champion, but you get to look at the map and know what spells you want to dodge and how to approach team fights. And then when you start hitting, you know, plat and so on, you'll start having to manage your champion a lot better, get more out of your champion when she doesn't have W, and in your situational awareness and counterplaying enemy team. Your actual clicks will matter a lot more. So yeah, it's like, dude, this champion is a whole package to me. But again, and a little Masters game for you. Look, and this is high elo, right? People are like, yeah, well, what does she look like in high elo? Again, you know, nice to meet you, bro. This is not supposed to be a flex, but don't let anyone tell you she doesn't work in high elo. Okay, that's just, it doesn't work. Okay, I myself, I'm Logan Jungle, right? Logan Jungle, feet maxing. I mean, this is what I do, man. These are my accounts. This is what I do. And some people are like, well, why do you have so many different accounts? I do a lot of challenges, right? So here's high elo Briar. Me and me, right? Feet maxing. Nice to meet you. there are 33 OTP Briars in high elo. So not everyone's going to be able to just pull it off, you know, only the truly dedicated. For Viego, right, 47. Let's take another champion. Right? Just to check. Let's see how many, let's take any jungler. Someone that's one tricked a good amount. Let's take, I feel like, you know, let's go pick Ray. That's probably the easiest way. Let's do Lee Sin, Jarvan, probably. Lee Sin. How many Lee Sins are in high elo? 39. Jarvan. Jarvan's not really a high played champion. He probably has a lot of non-OTPs. Yeah, 66. Kind of nuts. But yeah, so the point is that this champion can work in high elo. Okay? And you can go straight to Challenger with it. Again, people are like, well, what Challenger is it? Because apparently, because there is a difference. It's early season and late season. Of course, this is, you know, some of my tweets, right, are just, wow, Logan Jungle did it, right? Challenger, like it's nothing. You can do it. Don't let anyone tell you that. This is your journey, bro. Yeah, right, and another thing that I like to do is, right, I play Briar mid lane to Masters. I've done that. My top lane account's almost one game for Masters. And then I have random viewer build accounts, right, where I'm just like, let's play on hit, right? And again, these things can be done with, you know, good win rates, you know. Like right here, what do I have? I've done 3 games of jungle, 4, because autofill, you get autofill a lot when you play mid lane, I'm not going to lie, man. Accept that. You definitely have to accept that. But, again, like mid lane, I think we had 60% win rate to Masters. Top lane is definitely a harder version of it, for sure. But, as you can see, you can do exceptionally well. And, you know, random builds can even do very well. So, I think you should give Briar a try, man. I really do. I don't think enough people give this champion a try. Flat out. A lot of people just think it's like, once I hit W, I've accepted that you know, that the fight is what it is. And it's like, no, man, it's so much more than that. The oversimplification of Briar is like the thing that's like most annoying. It's like a bunch of people that have never played this champ have an opinion. And it's like, sure, we all can have opinions, but like, let's define legitimacy real quick. I don't think your opinion's very valuable. If you played one game in Swift play of her, and you act like you know what it's like to play her in high elo, because that's like the biggest gripe. Oh, she can't work in high elo. She works in high elo every day, man. So yeah, I think those were the main things. Just, you know, build diversity. I think the way that she plays the game is really fun. Again, people are like, well, you don't even have to think while you play her. I literally have to think 9,000 times as hard as everyone else that's taking these team fights. I swear, man. And it's like, in maybe that exaggeration just like tinge someone's head. I don't think a lot of champions really have to like think about what they're doing. They can just kind of damage, like I don't know. I mean, not to try and like oversimplify another champion, but Briar, you do have to be super predictive of what enemy team is going to do. And then how can you affect that? And you have to do that on every champ, but I definitely have to do it a lot on Briar, because if I mess up, I'm just a useless champion sometimes. Because I got stuck hitting a full tank Mundo, and then life is unending despair. So yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, this is my champ, man. I don't know if this yapping was conducive to anything or made you want to play it, but let me tell you, man, I think you should. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully. Peace.